Greetings, my noble knights, it is I, Blaze Templar, and here we are with our week 4 of the PIBA League, and he brought some of the threats I thought he would. The Reggie Rock doesn't really surprise me. He knew I had a lot of physical threats. Looking at his team, I'm thinking Greninja is a pretty likely lead, and I think my Scarf Luxray is probably our best bet. Yeah. Now, the Mega Venusaur could be a problem, but I am running a couple of interesting sets to hopefully deal with that. And I think we're just going to go ahead and go straight for the Volt Switch. He does U-turn out, which doesn't surprise me, but he doesn't have a ground type outside of his Zygarde form, but I can Intimidate that, and that'll help. But 358, which means he can technically outspeed me regardless of the fact I am Scarfed, which is unfortunate, but, you know. That is kind of frustrating, not gonna lie. What's he gonna go to? But I did read his Greninja lead really nicely, so that's a thing. But he has to decide if I'm going to go for a Superpower or the Wild Charge. Either one would be great on his Greninja, and he knows that. So if I go for the Wild Charge, he's going to want to go into Zygarde. If I go for the Superpower, he's going to want to go into Venusaur, because Zygarde will not appreciate a Superpower. Regirock. Okay, that actually was a bit of a daring play. But, you know, it worked out okay for him. In this case, it really did quite well. So, this does give me a nice opportunity to go into Breloom, get my Toxic Orb, and we're just going to sub straight away. Probably not the best play, honestly, as the Venusaur is still around. But at the same time, it wouldn't hurt, because then I can get a protected Focus Punch off. I doubt he's going to want to stay in. Which, yeah, I'm not surprised. But with the sub up, I can at least get a Focus Punch off, maybe even 2. So, you know, we're going to do that. He's going to Mega, go for the Hidden Power Fire, which, again, doesn't really particularly surprise me. And that did a nice chunklet, partially because it was, in fact, you know. But I don't know. Do I stay in? Or do I switch out? If I switch out and he goes for Sleep Powder, that could be actually a big problem. But at the same time, I don't know. I think we sub here. Oh, he predicted my switch, and that actually works out okay for me, as I do get my sub back up. I was actually predicting the Spore, or the Sleep Powder, excuse me. He's going to Hidden Power Fire again. Again, not too surprising, but we're going to go ahead go for that Focus Punch. And now we are going to go ahead and go to Staraptor, as we do resist, and at this point we can go for the Close Combat, Brave Bird, Double Edge, whatever we feel like. And in this case, I think we actually go straight for the U-turn, maybe, as his Regirock is a really obvious switch, but at the same time it kind of isn't. You know, Brave Bird is kind of a neutral nuke, so we'll smash with that. It didn't do as much as I was hoping it would, but it still did a nice little chunklet. Damage calc. Defensive tank. Staraptor. Scarf it. Close combat does up to 40%. But we will go ahead and see what Sharp Beak does to add to that. Still nothing, so, you know, which doesn't surprise me. I am just going to hard switch here with the U-turn. I have no reason to stay in on this thing. And we're going to go straight to... Breloom, I guess? Yeah, Breloom's probably my best switch in here. does resist the Stone Edge, which is nice, and I could Seed Bomb, I could Spore, or I could just go for the safe sub. He has to switch, and I'm kind of weakening his Venusaur with Breloom. It's kind of a weird way to do it, but hey, getting it weakened, always nice. And sure, this is resisted, but you know what? I don't care. He's probably going to want a Hidden Power Fire here, which I could potentially switch out on, but at the same time, I do want to keep weakening this thing a little bit. There's the Hidden Power Fire. We're going to Focus Punch it again. Get him back down to half, so that's not a bad start there. My guess is his last move is Sludge Bomb. It does seem to be that set, so that is actually a thing. And it does wall a lot of my team pretty nicely. I don't want to really switch Staraptor in on this thing. Although I have gotten Regirock weakened quite a bit, which actually is going to be pretty crucial, because after a couple more Brave Birds, it should take it out, even if that's the case. Do I go to Lando? I don't particularly want to have this thing take any Giga Drains or anything, but it is probably the best thing to go to, outside of maybe Luxray, as if I do get poisoned, that gives me a Guts boost. Honestly, looking at his team, I think Luxray, the only reason to keep it around is actually for that Chansey, which Gyarados can kind of handle anyway, so I think Luxray is kind of my best play here. We'll go to it. Plus, Luxray likes to carry Ice Fang a lot, so, you know. Ow, that actually did more than I was expecting, so that was a thing. So we will go ahead and I guess we're going to have to just go for the Crunch here. Just get off as much damage as we can. Get it back down to 50%, which he's going to recover off. That's annoying. I don't want it to take residual damage. I don't want it to take a Giga Drain. That's what I mean by that. Man. This thing is actually quite annoying. Hidden Power Fire. He was predicting my switch to Breloom, which doesn't surprise me. But, you know, in this case, it actually works out. I'm going to go for Crunches a few more times as he Giga Drain kills. That is fine. Now I can go right back to Staraptor. And this thing really is quite a threat to a lot of his team. Regirock won't appreciate the Brave Bird. Even if he does go to it, he can't take a Brave Bird plus a close combat at this range. It's just too much damage. So, you know, that's a thing. Brave Bird will do a ton of damage to this guy, which is actually amazing. But alas, I can't stay in on it. I really need to keep Staraptor around. It really is my Venusaur response, and it is weakening a lot of his team. So, you know, Thunderbolt is pretty obvious. Hidden Power Ice is fine too. But he just decides to hard switch right away. Again, not exactly a bad play there. But we're going to Stealth Rock. This is a good time to get our rocks up, weaken his team a little bit, and put additional pressure on the Venusaur to have to go for the recovery move. And once he's out of those, it'll put him in a much more difficult situation. So, you know, Chansey's going to come in. That is fine. I really don't care if you bring Chansey in. I think now we actually go to our Breloom, as even if he wants to set up Stealth Rocks, okay, whatever. We'll sub here. We'll see. Oh, he's going to try to pull the Wish shenanigans. And with Stealth Rocks up and the Focus Punch incoming, we'll be fine. And Hitmonchan is our spinner, of course. He doesn't have a spinner, so, you know, that's a thing. In comes Venusaur. It's going to eat a Focus Punch. Of course, this should... Yeah, that fully restored him. That's unfortunate. That is actually kind of frustrating, but at the same time, can't really do much about that. So, yeah. We're just going to go for another Focus Punch here as he hidden powers. Go figure. Kind of makes sense. We'll go into Hitmonchan. We need to get rid of these rocks. So we got rid of the rocks. I mean, unfortunately, Hitmonchan has been weakened quite a bit, but we're still okay, I guess. We'll Drain Punch. Should put us just... right, Life Orb's going to make it so we can't survive. But now Staraptor can come in and just go for the Brave Bird. Something is going to die at this point. I've weakened enough of his team that something will die, and there's nothing he can do to stop that. His Thundurus can't come in and survive. Greninja most definitely can't. Chansey's going to just die. Okay, so Recoil might take me out too, but... Oh, it didn't. That's actually pretty clutch. Die. I need to keep this for Brave Birding the Mega Venusaur. I really, really need to keep it alive. And he doesn't have a Rock Setter anymore, which is actually amazing. So this is proving to be an interesting battle. Greninja, not surprising, he's going to bring that in. Do I go into Gyarados? I mean, I think we do go to Gyarados here. We need to keep this for at least one Brave Bird. He's probably going to want to just hard U-turn, so I think... Actually, I think our... Yeah, there's the U-turn, which I kind of read nicely. Landorus can do that, take that, I mean, very comfortably. And with his team being so bulky, I just have to get a nice read. And actually, the Regirock, which I don't think will come in here, as he may need it for like death fodder, or maybe he can use it for whatever purpose. He's probably going to want to go to his Venusaur, I think. I guess he could go into Zygarde, but I doubt it. Thundurus, maybe? Yeah, Thundurus, if it's Hidden Power Ice, that would make sense. I could see it if it's that. This is actually proving to be a difficult situation I'm in. Sure, I got rid of one of his walls, which is nice, but I really need Staraptor to have that last bit of health long enough to get that Venusaur hit. So I can't really bring it in until Venusaur goes down, or until Venusaur is vulnerable, I should say. But me having rocks and him not, that is one of the advantages I do have right now. I did lose 2 Pokemon to his one, and Staraptor is literally on death's door at this point. So that's a thing. I did make a couple of misplays there. I should have read a couple of his plays a little better, which may cost me, but at the same time, I think I've still got this, so it's kind of a either way, you know? I think at this point we just go for repeated earthquakes. Weaken this thing as much as possible. Hidden Power Ice? Oh, it wasn't fire, it was ice. Okay. I think we're going to actually predict him to want to switch. And we did predict it! Yes! The read! The read is key. Unfortunately, I don't really want anything to take the hit from Greninja. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, Landers could still be useful for the Zygarde 10%, so that's a thing. Water Shuriken is kind of a play he could make. He could Hydro Pump. He could Dark Pulse, which that would be annoying. In a lot of ways, Breloom would be able to handle all those, but at the same time, it does give him an opportunity to go into his Venusaur and set up, so I don't know if I really want to do that. So, I think we're at Earthquake. Oh, he's just going to Ice Beam. Okay, fair enough. So, I'm glad I did not go into Breloom there, as it did show me he does have that. So, we're going to Intimidate Mega, and I think we go for the Dragon Dance, maybe? Yeah, I think that's what we do here. And at this range, we should be okay. I mean, Zygarde 10% could be a bit of a threat, but I don't think he'll be too bad. And even if he does U-turn on me, which is fine, oh, he's just going to hard switch. Oh, that's actually amazing for me. Oh, okay. I guess we just Waterfall here. For outspeed his entire team at this point. I think Mega Gyarados sweeps now. The only thing that could maybe take a hit is the Greninja, and I don't really want to put money down on that because I am at +1, and sure, he resists both my stabs, but it's Mega Gyarados. Dogi goes for Aura Break, and I think we can just go straight for the Waterfall? Yeah. Oh, it's Scarf. It was Scarfed! It was Scarfed! No! That is actually huge! Oh my word, that is so huge! Oh, I got red. That is unfortunate. But now he can't break my sub in one hit. And so that's good news. Now we can just Focus Punch it into oblivion. And he can't break my sub. Die, jerk of a dog. And he's in range. I mean, not if he uses Synthesis, but he's in range at the moment. He knows he's in range, but that Ice Beam. Do I go into Staraptor? I think I Focus Punch. No. I should have ran Scarf Raptor this week. I really should have. Oh, yeah, I do, because if I can get this thing killed with Breloom, then I can Spore the Greninja, and I have a point in surviving. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. My only question is, can Breloom take an Ice Beam? If Breloom can take one Ice Beam, I have a chance. Come on, Breloom. Ah, nope, that's game. Yeah, that was game. It was so close! Oh, that is so frustrating. Ah, well. It happens. Ah, that is so frustrating. It was a good game, though. That was... I don't feel bitter about that one. I don't really feel bitter about that one. So, you know... It just... Oh, that is frustrating. It felt like, you know, victory clawed out from the jaws of... Oh, well. So that was the game. It was pretty good. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.